Hey guys and gals, got another one for you today. Today I'm platooned up with Thaddeurian, and I'm in my IS7. He's in his IS4. This is our great combo that I talked about earlier in another video. We're on Redshire, standard battle, tier 10 match. And normally we like to take our heavies down the 9-0 line, win that choke, and then usually circle back to the base because the 1-2-3 line will almost certainly always lose because people have no patience or because people don't do any spotting and they just sit behind the hill until the red team surrounds them. So off we go. Our scout tanks are doing a good job in the middle of the map, spotting. I guess I would argue on this one, we sent maybe too many people down the 890. However, we don't spend a lot of time over here either, so. Now, you can't see my team on the mini-map because the radio range glitch in the replay. Our 105 looks like he killed the Sheridan, their bad chat killed our 105, and then their Centurion killed our other 105. So now we lost both our scouts, or all three of our scouts. And I'm going to push over on this Conqueror. I didn't want to face hug him. Normally I would face hug him in that situation, but since I have more tanks coming in behind me, I don't want to cover his plate up. And then I bounce off of his turret when I'm trying to shoot him in the side. And he shoots down into my shoulder, which ammo racks me. And you can see I don't run repair kit on here. Mostly because I do most of my work in this is hull down and I don't have to worry about that. As well as I have a really good crew, so I don't worry too much about my tracks. And I do get set on fire a lot in this tank, so I don't want to give up the fire extinguisher. So they got a 45B, E5, and a Death Star here. I've already damaged them pretty good. I'm going to pull over, put a shot into this 45B. 62A hits me from back there. He damages my fuel. And I let Thaddeurian know that I'm going back to the base. Our mediums have fallen back. It is 5-5, so we're definitely still in this. Now, the worst thing we can do is push out the south, especially when we don't have anybody spotting for us or fast enough to get vision out. However, we are going to have some tanks that push out down there. So am I going to show you an epic game in an ammo-racked IS7? Yes, but it's not going to be from the ammo-racked IS7. This is going to be a sweet game, comes down to the end. And I guess I just like to talk about my perspective. I had the full broadside of that Centurion 7-1 and fully aim my shot and miss him. RNG was really not nice to me tonight. Spot the Death Star. He shoots, so I'm going to try to get up here and get a shot into him before he pulls back. I don't get him. But I spot the Centurion driving. And a full broadside aim shot misses again. So that's either the luckiest Centurion 7-1 or RNG's is just hating on me tonight. So the E50 spotted, now the Death Star pops up, and they actually have two Death Stars. Get a shot into that scout and I track him there. The scout's moving into A8. Really what he wants to do is get vision for his team, potentially keep us from spotting the base. And for us to kill him, we have to drive over this hill and expose ourselves to the 2 Death Stars and potentially more tanks. Alright, so at this point, I'm going to try to get to Thyderian here. Nope, and then I switch to me. Alright, so they got a Centurion 7-1 on base. We really can't do anything about it. I just tell Thyderian we're going to call their bluff, that they're not going to cap this out. A lot of players don't like to cap, so we'll try to use that against them. Now there's a Death Star back on that ridge, and Thyderian can't spot him, so he ends up taking a shot from him. Centurion shoots a hesh round at him. And at some point soon, I'm going to poke up in my IS7 to get vision onto the cap. Thyderian tracks him. Their 268 kills me. Thyderian gets another shot into that Centurion. Now it's 5-7. Alright, so now I'm going to switch to our E5. And he's playing like a central location. He pushed the hill out with us, and he kind of got stuck here. Which is one of the reasons why you don't push out the south. If they wanted to, I mean, they definitely could just surround him from multiple angles. We also have a Conqueror down in K7 and a Wizard 111-14 in E7. So this E5's had enough. He's got quite a bit of health, so he's going to move. He's spotted here. And he spots a Death Star and an E50M in the middle of the map, and then a 268 on his left, so... The Centurion gets back on base. The Death Star punishes our E5. And now, just to cycle through the tanks, Wizard 111-14 is on 115 hit points. Thyderian's on 363. Our Conqueror's almost full health, and our E5's at 456. So it's looking pretty bleak. E5 just wants to take this E50M out, which is kind of a good move if it works, because their E50M is providing the vision for their team, or essentially the crossfires. 268 misses the E5. E5 shuts him down. Thyderian shuts down the Death Star, so now he's able to push on the Centurion. And their T62A shuts down the Wizard 111-14. So we've pulled it back to a 3v3. Just because this E5 made an aggressive move, it kind of had to be done to take back map control. He paid with all his hit points, but it definitely was something worth doing. So the E5 and the E75 are pretty much dancing together. The Conqueror is fighting the 62A, and then Thyderian's going to be fighting the Centurion 7-1 in the north. So at this point, I'm watching E5, and he loses sight of the E75, and then the E75 comes over the hill and kills him, just like that. And then I switch back over to the Conqueror. And then Thyderian kills a Centurion 7-1. So I let him know that the E75 took out our E5 and that he's going to be pushing up towards him. And then that Thyderian can use the dead Conqueror or the dead Centurion as a hull down if he needs to. Now I'm watching this battle for him to let him know how this is going and how aggressive he needs to be up there. So at first I think the Conqueror's got the 62A dead. However, then after this shot, I switch back to Thyderian, and I let him know that the 62A is going to be on 260 hit points. However, I missed the opportunity to see that the 62A damages his track and leaves him on 41. And the E75 kills Thyderian. Unfortunately, using the dead tank to block the shells was a great idea. However, IS4 sat too low, so he wasn't able to get shots, clean shots into the E75. Alright, so E75 was on our cap just a few seconds ago, and this guy plays it pretty well as far as he's going to start moving over to the middle. Now, this is a risky play. If he plays the middle and he doesn't use his gun depression, then E75 might be able to spot him. However, while I was fast forwarding it there, E75 did jump back on our base for like a split second. So that should make him more comfortable knowing that E75 is still close to base. And then he spots him, which is huge since he was a 2-shot. And now it's an even game. They're both 1-shots. Now there's 3 minutes left. If the Conqueror dies at this point, we lose the game. If he ends up drawing, then we potentially could still win the game with the tiebreaker. First he goes to however many tanks are alive, and then secondly he goes to damage. Now, by no means do I want him to sit in camp for 2 minutes and 40 seconds when he can have the opportunity to win. However, the E75 went behind a rock, so if he goes over to the rock, that takes away the Conqueror's strength of being hauled down. So I felt like he should just wait it out right here. And he moves up to try to see if the E75 is flanking. And at this point, after Thyderian died, I also sent him a message of the E75's hit points. I don't know if he used that, but that's a good tool to let your team know. Or turn your mic on and let them know. He spots E75 right here. At this point, there's nothing E75 can do behind this ridge. Conqueror's not going to get penned there. So it's great having a good teammate. IS4 and IS7 didn't have to carry. And I definitely didn't carry. I only had 1900 hit or damage. Thyderian did 4600, and Space, shout out to you, man, 4700. And between them two, they had seven kills. Throw me in there, and we had 9 kills altogether. So, doing some good work. E5 balanced the map back in our favor. Conquer stayed alive, got shut down the 62A. and then potentially outspotted the E75 and stayed hull down to win the game. So that's really all I got for you guys. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.